It's F-350 day, or maybe I should say it's Tremor day. This truck was white, you'd be like, wait a second. So F-350 Tremor day. Get some gas in this bad boy, since this thing seems to like to drink gas, and it's really dirty. So it needs some loving. My daughter drives it a lot, so I just hit my number 1 button, and now I'm in. Wow, no water bottles? Boy, I tell you. Where's the special service when Daddy drives his truck after his daughter's been driving the truck for a while? I haven't driven this, I don't know. When was I think I drove this last weekend or something. I can't remember. You have all these different vehicles sitting around. How do you remember? So I've been living in the Tremor every day. F-150 Tremor, that is. And you know, look at the size screen here. And now instantly, the truck ride in this truck, I mean, it's a huge difference. So anybody following my videos and watching my different vehicles, when you drive a F-150 to a Super Duty, it's, I mean, for the truck nuts out there, they get all that, but if you're not a real truck person, you would not understand that. I mean, this is just night and day in the way this vehicle drives, feels, sounds. You know, of course, it's got a V8 7.3 Godzilla motor in it, so that's huge. You know, and I've said this before, when I had my 2018 Raptor and I purchased this truck, I mentioned if I had to take it down to whatever truck I could or couldn't have, then I would keep this truck over any other truck, because it's, to me, it's just so versatile. So I mean, it's a lot of trucks, so it wouldn't be my daughter's telling me that having the window down here is interfering with my conversation, but once again, you know, this truck just has towing capabilities, hauling capabilities. You know, there's a lot to it, but at the same time, it doesn't get the best of gas mileage, and it's a lot of truck to be parking downtown, and you're not going to get into certain areas with this truck. But you know, an F-150 Tremor, or even the Raptor, I mean, that was a much more luxurious riding vehicle and much more practical as far as getting around and getting in and out locations, and fuel economy. I haven't even looked at this vehicle's fuel economy here, and since I haven't, you know, focused on that, let's see if I can find my fuel economy here. Engine hours, yeah, I don't want that. Engine information. Fuel economy, 10. Wonder who's been. I had to sing up to like 12. I wonder who, you know, I wonder who drives this truck aggressively. I don't even want to think about it.
Dad, I don't go that quick. I
think what it is, it's the.
Dad,
we came back.
It's a lot of stop and go, so it must waste the gas.
Yeah, but also we used this truck to tow back from Tennessee. Then we parked it.
Yeah, I'm the only one
then
that's
we
been
were
driving
gone. Then we were gone for close to a month. So I think this is reflecting from the last time I towed. You know, so I think that's, yeah. Well, anyways, I said from the get-go, I get this truck, I don't think this thing can get great gas mileage. Even though I had some comments on my F-350 Tremor videos where one guy was saying he's getting 20 miles a gallon out of this truck, and I still to this day do not have any idea how you get that out of this truck. Besides, I guess you're on an open highway, you go 30 miles an hour. I mean, all right, my daughter's trying to tell me what I'm supposed to be doing here this morning. You understand that conversation if you have a teenager? Now, this is our Sunday morning, go get some breakfast together. And we're talking truck talk, because she's a truck lady. Yeah. And she's saying to me that she likes that Raptor. Actually, what she's actually saying is she likes this truck better than the 2018 Raptor I had. Which, wow, that's a heck of a statement, isn't it?
Yeah.
So this is her so-called favorite truck. And she hasn't driven the F-150 Tremor, but I don't know. She likes the real heavy-duty truck feel. And like I said in my other videos there, you know, that the half-ton trucks really have a fine line of driving like a refined SUV, which, it's just kind of boring, if you know what I mean. So, the truck, you know, I'm a truck guy. That was my favorite vehicle growing up. And, you know, back in the 70s, a truck didn't ride like no car. I mean, solid axle, front and rear. So, you know, you were bumped around, beat up. And I'm talking four-wheel drive trucks now. I'm not talking about two-wheel drive trucks. So, I guess she got that gene. You understand that, having a kid. She's got the rough and tough bounce. All right, so this is where, when you're driving these big trucks, you know,
Dad, it's an empty parking lot.
It gets fun parking.
There's an empty.
Now here's a bus that just decided to. All right, the first thing about these F-350s is, good Lord, getting into it. That's the challenge. As I spill my coffee, so see here, that's a big way up. You can get the slider step ins, which would definitely help you. But other than that, man, I mean, this is a big old jump. My wife hates it when I take this truck and just to get into this truck, because you got to grab his handle and pull yourself up. It's a workout. Ain't for wimps. Ain't a wimpy.
Go.
So now my daughter's saying we should do a Sunday morning car talk. Now, for anybody here that's doing the YouTube stuff, which I've talked numerous times about how I didn't ever want to do it, which in hindsight I probably should have done it starting 15 years ago. I mean, oh my gosh, for all the cars and trucks, I mean, it'd be incredible how many videos. I mean, I'm conservative, there'd be 100, 200 videos. And conservative, you would have seen at least 70, 80, maybe 100 different vehicles. And you probably think, yeah, you're making that all up. Well, it's not anything to really brag about. It's just the fact that I have lots of exposure to driving lots of different vehicles. So back to the Sunday morning car truck talk on YouTube. Now, you know, what's the most dominant thing on YouTube? It's pretty much cars and trucks, right? So, you know, how do you stand out to be different? Yeah, that's not that simple. You get a brand new truck like I did, an F-150 Tremor, GT500, the new Toyota Supra. When you get the new products, then, you know, people will definitely click on your videos and watch you. But once you kind of gone through the, you know, you got the brand new vehicle or whatever it may be, the brand new Indian Challenger, which I have, or the Dark Horse 2020 Indian Roadmaster, then, you know, what happens is, you know, people kind of seem to fade off because it's all about learning something and something interesting. So that's very challenging. And, you know, so for any YouTube person out there who makes videos, you can probably relate with, you know, it's a lot of time, a lot of energy to kind of get something to the viewers to, you know, feel like, wow, hey, I watched your video and I learned something, or hey, I watched your video and I was really entertaining, or hey, I watched your video and I just, you know, really enjoyed all the content, blah, 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 blah. So for me, you know, I have lots of different conversations with others about all the different things that are happening in the car market, truck market, and as most know, it's all about now the electrification, about all the cars are going EV, even though that's not going to happen overnight. Many people may think that, yeah, it's all going to happen. You're going to have half the cars on the road with electric vehicles for the next 10 years. And I've done some study and research, and I've read a lot of articles about this, and the churn ratio of how many cars people get rid of, you know, if you look at the average life of a car today, they're 11 years. The average person holds onto their car 11 years. And I think even more now, with such incredible advancement of technology, these vehicles, that you could be talking 12, 13, you know, maybe even sounds crazy, 15 years. And the reason I say 15 years is due to the pandemic. We've seen a change in lifestyle of people commuting. So for all those people that used to drive back and forth to work every day, that has totally disappeared. There are so many people now that remotely work at home. So that's going to be a huge impact on a person that buys a car today that used to use it to go back and forth to work and put 15, 20,000 miles a year in that vehicle. Well, now if they're remotely working, I can tell you for a fact, my wife, who used to drive 100 miles a day, she no longer does that. She may go into the office one day, maybe 2 days in a week. So her mileage on her vehicle has dropped dramatically. So the reason I'm speaking all this information is, how are people going to be jumping up and down to go buy an electric vehicle that don't use their vehicle as much, and now they have a vehicle that they've paid off 4 or 5 or 6 years from now, and they're just pretty much content with their vehicle? So why are they going to run out and buy an electric vehicle if they don't really have, it's going to be more about just satisfying hey, it's something new and different, and I want to be in the new trend. If it isn't about that, then you're not going to have people transitioning to electric vehicles. Now, in this Washington, D.C. metro area, yeah, there's going to be a ton of electric vehicles because it's an extremely wealthy area. But you go to remote areas like in Tennessee or Florida or Kansas or, whatever, part of the country where you don't have the wealth of the metropolis area, people just aren't going to be jumping left and right to electric vehicles. They're not going to be able to really just justify why you need an electric vehicle. And going back to, if you went from driving 15,000 miles a year to maybe driving 5,000 to 7,000 miles a year, how much money are you spending on gas? What's the point? And I get all the, let's, get the green agenda, let's make the world cleaner, safer. Yeah. Hey, I don't oppose that. That's not that's not my challenge in life, is saying, oh no, I don't want, but at the same time, I'm not convinced that us humans have all the answers to resolve all the world's problems. So that's, that gets too political, which I don't want to do that on my YouTube channel, of conveying that, this becomes a political channel. That's not the goal. It's more about cars and trucks and how the trend is changing from the Ice Age, which Ice Age TV, that ICE stands for Internal Combustion Engine Age TV, which to me, the Ice Age, yes, it's going to transition away because of alternative energy and ways of transportation. And that's a whole nother, even another, conversation is on how you have driverless cars, and do you actually even own a car anymore? Do you have a car just pull up to your house to take you away? So many discussions you can have on this, which I think is great conversation, and that's something that I think is good to have on the YouTube channel. Is it's great having all this new technology, modify your vehicle, that's great, it's exciting, but I think it would be pretty cool to have the conversations too of, where's the trend going, what's happening, and of course all the car magazines and the internet, car guys, of course they're talking this as well, but I like to share my theories and, what I think is going to kind of play out as well. So there's your Sunday morning talk, and we will have another one, another Sunday or another day. Have a great day. All right, here we go. It's going to be the tally on this, right? And I put 87 in. I've noticed that this truck runs just as good on 87 versus 93. I actually think 87 is better for it, but I'll hear all the comments on that one. It's 50 cent a gallon difference, isn't it? 289 to 329. So yeah, that's 40 cents. Yikes. 30 gallons, that's 12 bucks. Right, 19 gallons. We'll run it down. But hey, there's $6 saved. $5, right?